Are you looking for more detail about Conroe, Texas? In this video, we're going to take a deep dive into Conroe, Texas, and we are going to look at all sorts of things, such as where is Conroe located in the Houston metro area? What are the major roads that service this area? How do we get in and out of town? What are the drive times between Conroe and several other towns and important destinations? We're also going to take a look at where important things like schools, hospitals, airports, other attractions are located, and their relation to Conroe. How do we get there and how long does it take? And you'll want to stick around towards the end because we're going to take a look at the current housing market in Conroe, what's on the market right now. We'll even take a look at a few of the listings that are active right now so that you can see what is on the market right now in Conroe, Texas. By the way, I'm Michael Hughes. I'm a Texas real estate broker and a Texas real estate attorney of more than 20 years. And along with my wife and business partner, Carol Hughes, we help folks just like you buy and sell Houston's best real estate. If we want to take a look at the location of Conroe, Texas, of course, the best place to start is going to be on good old Google Maps. So here we are with the Houston metro area. We are up on the north side of town here, and Conroe, Texas is right up here on the north side of the Houston metro area. So we zoom in a little bit. You can see the boundaries that Google has printed up for us, but I want to take a look at a different map. This one is the Texas Department of Transportation's map of city boundaries. And so we zoom out a little bit and we can see, of course, down here is Houston, over here is Tomball, and this is Conroe up here. So it is a rather large city, extends quite a little bit. So from down here up and along all of this area, almost to Willis, but not quite. And then it extends along the southeastern and the southern shore of Lake Conroe. All of this is Conroe. If we want to take a look at the zip code, so we've seen what Texas Department of Transportation says are the boundaries, also what Google says are the boundaries. Now let's take a look at what the post office considers to be Conroe. What zip codes are servicing Conroe? So here on this map, we've got the Houston metro area, the north side of it. So right down here is downtown Houston. All of this up here are the zip codes on the north side of Houston. And if we zoom in a little bit to Conroe, which is right here, not crazy about the colors on this map, but this is downtown Conroe. We can see the loop that goes around it right here. So the zip codes that are considered to be Conroe by the post office are all of these. And you can see it's a large area. Not all of it is within the Conroe city limits. So some areas of unincorporated land, especially when you get up here, 77378, out here in 306, these are unincorporated areas. They're not part of the Conroe city limits, and yet the post office considers them to have a Conroe mailing address. Taking a look at the major freeways, the highways, the roads that service the Conroe area. The major interstate that runs through Conroe is I-45, Interstate 45, and it runs up like this, and that will continue you up to Dallas, and then I-45 south down this way, of course, will get you into downtown Houston. So that's the major interstate, and it's the only major interstate that is running through Conroe. But there are a lot of other roads that are important for Conroe and that you'll have to navigate and deal with if you are in this area. So the first one that I want to talk about, let me zoom in here, is the loop here. The loop is State Highway 336 going around Conroe. It's a complete loop, so it makes a circle. A lot of development going on around State Highway 336. As we talked about in a previous video, Conroe has been for several years ranked as one of the fastest growing cities in the United States. And a lot of that development has gone on around the loop here. And so you see all kinds of construction going on around this area, around 336. So there's that one. Another state highway that I want to point out to you that is important going through Conroe is State Highway 75. And it runs pretty much parallel to 45. It's this road right here. Before the interstate came along, there was US Highway 75, which is now the route that the interstate follows, Interstate 45. And then State Highway 45 has a route that parallels 45, and it goes quite a ways up towards Fairfield and almost, let's say, 3/4 of the way to Dallas. You can be on State Highway 75. But it runs right through the center of downtown Conroe, as well as I-45. Another state highway that is important in the Conroe area is State Highway 105, and that is this east-west road. It runs right along the southern shore of Lake Conroe. It also passes through the city of Montgomery, right over there, and then it continues eastward through Cut and Shoot and continues on to the east. Eventually, 105 will angle down to the southeast, and you'll find yourself just outside of Beaumont if you follow 105 all the way to the east. Another major road that you will find in Conroe is State Highway 242. Not the longest highway, but it's become very important recently as there is a tremendous amount of building going on around 242, but especially to the south of it, right in this area here. Lots of housing developments going on along 242. It was recently expanded and widened, so now it's more like a highway than it is a state road. It runs from Interstate 69 through this area across Interstate 45 into the Woodlands, and then it links up here at Farm to Market Road 1488, which is the next road I want to talk about, FM 1488. The FM stands for Farm to Market. This runs right across the north part of the Woodlands, the south end of Conroe, and it is becoming one of the major east-west roads here on the west side of town. It is being expanded and upgraded as I'm recording this, so some parts of the day it's not a good day to be on 1488 with all the road construction, but it's going to be over pretty soon, and it will be an improved road once they get finished with it. So two sort of complete, I guess, east-west routes. 105, of course, goes all the way through, and then you've got 1488, which then branches off to 242, and it'll get you over to I-69. A couple of other farm-to-market roads of note here in Conroe. This one branching off of 105. This is Farm to Market 1314. What used to be just a lonely country road has been expanded and upgraded, and there's quite a lot of housing development going on, especially in and around Porter Heights, in the town of Porter, and I think now that the road has been expanded a little bit, it's fair to say there's going to be a lot more development along this route right in here. One next over, this is Farm to Market 3083, going through Grangerland, and down here to New Caney. It also pops up and sort of makes a little jog along the north part of Conroe. It goes through the Lone Star, Convention and Expo Center. It passes right close to the Conroe Airport right there, and then finally ends on State Highway 105. This area out here is where we're seeing a lot of new home construction going on. If you take a look at Conroe, and we'll talk more about this when we get to the housing part of the video, but Conroe has kind of expanded to the north, and they're sort of not exactly running out of room, but they are bumping up against Willis up here. And so as Conroe has expanded up in here, they're finding themselves a little short on breathing room. And so a lot of the expansion now in Conroe is heading out towards the east. A couple of other quick roads, and then we'll get off of this, this road kick here that we're on. But here west of 45, this is Farm to Market Road 2978. And then it continues south along the western edge of the Woodlands. And then over here would be Tomball. Tomball over here, Woodlands over here. And it just sort of runs down through there and continues on down south. You can get all the way down into Tomball proper using FM 2978. And then finally, the last road I want to point out that you deal with a lot in Conroe is this one here. This is Farm to Market 2854. It goes from the downtown area, crosses over 105, and links up here. This road is State Highway 149. Out in this area, this is not considered Conroe. This is Magnolia and Montgomery, but also this is an area where there is a ton of new home development going on right now. And so this road has become much more congested, traveled a lot than it has been in the past. And right now, State Highway 105, once you get past Conroe, once you get past Montgomery, this road is undergoing widening and upgrading. Same thing as we talked about before on 1488. Sorry, my drawing is bad. But as you get past, about 2978 right here, this road is being widened and expanded as well. And so the infrastructure is being put in place to accommodate a lot more traffic flow as housing developments are created out in this area, out in here. Well, let's talk a little bit about toll roads in Conroe, Texas. And I'm happy to report that in Conroe itself, there are no toll roads. But if you want to get to some places in Houston or other parts of the Houston metro area, you're going to have to navigate some toll roads. So let's talk a little bit about them. I'm going to zoom out here. Of course, Conroe is up here. The closest toll road, dedicated toll road that you're going to be dealing with is State Highway 99, Grand Parkway. This is the outer loop of Houston. It's not complete. I'm drawing fast. Sorry about that. Never could draw in the lines. There you go. So if you're heading down towards Houston, if you want to branch off, get over to the Klein area. If you want to come over here to Cypress or Katy, you're probably going to be taking 99 West. If you want to get out this way, out past Lake Houston, of course, 99 goes all the way out here as well. Another way to get downtown, if you don't want to deal with I-45, which tends to be at certain times of the day more heavily congested, then you can branch off right here south of, or actually in Spring, and take the Hardy Toll Road that runs parallel to I-45 and comes down here to the 610 loop. So that's a dedicated toll road. You can also take the Hardy Toll Road and get into Bush Intercontinental Airport right over there. Another toll road to deal with is State Highway 249, just south of the Grand Parkway. This has become a toll road. This is also called the Tomball Tollway because it runs through Tomball. And then, of course, the Beltway, Beltway 8, the second loop in here. This entire loop is a tollway as well. It's a complete loop around the city, but that's a tollway as well. So if you are trying to get to the Galleria and you're in Conroe, you want to come straight down 45 and hit the Beltway and come over here to the Galleria area, you're going to be paying tolls from about here to about here on Beltway 8. So now that we've taken a look at where Conroe is and what are the roads servicing and the toll roads, where is Conroe located in relation to other towns? How far away is it from other towns? Well, let's take a look at a few of them. Again, Conroe being located on the north side of Houston, how long does it take to get anywhere? If you just want to go into town, you just want to go to Houston, maybe catch a show, maybe catch a Rockets game, something like that, then from Conroe, it'll take you anywhere from 45 to 60 minutes, depending on traffic and depending what time of the day you make your trip. If you want to go to the Woodlands, maybe you want to catch a show at the Mitchell Pavilion, you want to go shopping at the Woodlands Mall, or check out one of the restaurants that are in the Woodlands. From Conroe, it's a straight shot down 45, and it'll take you about 20 minutes to get to the Woodlands Waterway or to Market Center, somewhere like that in the Woodlands. If you want to jump over to Magnolia, you're looking at about a 45-minute trip. And this one's taken us out 2854 and then running south on State Highway 149 and then finally into Magnolia. If you want to go to Tomball, you're looking at about a 30 to 40-minute trip, a couple of different routes to get you there. If you're in Conroe and you need to be in Cypress, there's a couple of different routes you can take, but you can plan on that trip taking you anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour. If you want to get all the way down to Katy, maybe go shopping at Katy Mills or checking out some of the other attractions down in the Katy area, then the fastest way to get there is down 45 to pick up the Grand Parkway and run the tollway all the way down to Katy. If you want to go to the east side of town, you want to go over to Kingwood, that will take you about 45 minutes. And the best way to do it is leave in Conroe, come down Farm to Market 1314, and then you'll find yourself right in Kingwood. You can also come down 3083, pick up I-69 South, and that will take you into Kingwood as well. The average commute time in Conroe, Texas is 27.6 minutes. Let's look now at some schools in the Conroe area. And we're talking here about the Conroe Independent School District, CISD. And so first, let's just take a look at what's the size of the district? What's the district map? And so here, Google has outlined it for us. But if you want to look at it a little bit better, this is the Conroe ISD map. It is a large area. CISD is a very large school district. Well, let's take a look at where the high schools are in the Conroe Independent School District. So pulling up the map for high schools. And so we'll start over here down in the southeast. Here we have Grand Oaks High School. This one is Caney Creek High School. Oak Ridge, that's right, Oak Ridge High School. Oak Ridge splits out their 9th grade campus separate from the rest of the high schools. So there are actually 2 Oak Ridge High School map points and facilities. Same thing that you'll find with, the Woodlands High School. The Woodlands also splits out their 9th grade campus into a separate facility. They just simply overgrew their existing building, so they put the 9th graders out into a different facility. But here is the Woodlands High School. Here is the Woodlands High School 9th grade campus. And then this one is Woodlands College Park High School. If you recall the video that we did on Conroe ISD, the Woodlands College Park High School and the Woodlands High School, both Very, very highly rated by niche.com. These are excellent schools. Up here also, we have the Booker T. Washington High School up inside the Conroe Loop. And then we have the Conroe High School, which is located right off of State Highway 105 in Conroe. Again, inside of the 336 Loop. Let's have a look now at the airports that service this area. If you want to take a trip, want to skip town, where's the airport and how do you get there is going to be an important thing to know. Here are kind of a broad view of some of the airports that are servicing the Houston area. Most of these are going to be smaller executive type airports with no, scheduled passenger service, anything like that. There are a couple of them to look at up in the Conroe area. This one is the Conroe North Houston Regional Airport. This is a public airport. There's no scheduled passenger service out of that airport. It does handle private aircraft, propeller-driven, and jets, all the way up to business class jets, just not the big jumbo passenger jets. And then down here is the David Wayne Hooks Memorial Airport. That's in Tomball, actually, but it's close enough to Conroe that, some folks fly into Hooks Airport rather than flying into the Conroe Airport. Again, it's a public airport, no scheduled passenger service out of it, and it will handle propeller-driven aircraft and some of the smaller business class jets. The main two airports we'll talk about are these red ones here. This one way down south is the Hobby Airport, Houston Hobby, or the William P. Hobby Airport. This is one of the two major international airports in Houston. Hobby Airport is the hub for Southwest Airlines. So if you just have to fly Southwest, then you're probably going to be driving from Conroe up here all the way down to Hobby. You can expect that trip to easily take you an hour and a half to 2 hours, especially depending on traffic. On the other hand, the one that's closer to Conroe is the George Bush Intercontinental Airport. This is also known by its three-digit code IAH. So you'll hear people, I'm flying out of IAH. They're talking about the Bush Intercontinental Airport. This is the hub for United Airlines, and every major domestic carrier flies out of Bush, other than Southwest, which flies out of Hobby, and several international carriers fly out of Bush Intercontinental as well. To get there from the Conroe area, you're probably looking at a 45-minute trip, maybe an hour, depending on traffic. But the best way to get there, straight down 45 until you get to the Hardy Toll Road, get onto the Hardy Toll Road. And then the Hardy actually branches off here and goes into the airport facility right here, and then dumps you out on the service road that will take you to all the parking facilities, the arrival gates, the departure gates, all those sorts of things. Well, if we don't want to catch a plane and skip town and we want to stick around, what is going on in Conroe? Where are some of the attractions and how do we get there? Well, let's take a look at a few of them. First, let's dive in here to downtown Conroe. So as we zoom in, here's the 336 loop, the downtown area right in here. This is State Highway 105 that runs right through downtown. As you go through downtown, it actually splits into a divided road, and it picks up street names. So it's still 105, but the lower part of it is called Davis Street. That's the eastbound lanes, and then the westbound lanes in that split area is called Phillips Street. Conroe is the county seat for Montgomery County. And so the Montgomery County Courthouse is in downtown Conroe. What you're going to find in downtown Conroe is a ton of lawyers' offices all over the place. So law firm over here. Here's the tax office. Law firm, all over the place. There's law firm. Once you get past all of that and you get over onto some of these side streets, you get to some of the great attractions that are in downtown Conroe. This little part of Main Street, great shopping. There are some lounges. There's a brewery right here on Main Street. Here's the Owen Theater, which has its own smaller theater company, theater troupe, and they put on shows. So if you don't want to drive all the way downtown, you can just stay in downtown Conroe and catch some theater right there in downtown. So all kinds of great things going on. Each one of these little, not each one, but several of these little establishments in downtown will, let's say on a Saturday night, have live music. You can kind of walk from one to the other. Here is the historic Crichton Theater in downtown Conroe. All kinds of great things going on. So downtown is worth checking out. Of course, the other big attraction in Conroe, the one that folks like to talk about a lot, is Lake Conroe. And if you are a fan of water sports, boating, fishing, jet skiing, water skiing, all kinds of things, this is the place. All kinds of things going on in Lake Conroe. So 105 runs along the southern shore of Lake Conroe. And along 105, as you're passing through the lake, you got all kinds of interesting restaurants, kind of lakefront bars, all kinds of things. It's sort of an entertainment district. Another thing that I'd like to point out to you on Lake Conroe is the Margaritaville Lake Resort on Lake Conroe. If you don't want to stay in the big hotel, then you can stay in these little bungalows, these little cottages that are right along the waterfront, and you have your own little cottage, and it opens out onto the lake. You can see the different facilities that are at Margaritaville. The pool is gigantic, and then another pool and a little hot tub up here. This is a kid's splash pool. You can see the slide right here. They have a lazy river, so if you just want to float and let the water current take you all over the place in this figure 8, you can do that. And this is another splash park. Of course, there are some other attractions in Conroe that you'll definitely want to check out. For example, if you are an outdoor buff, then we have right over here the W.G. Jones State Forest, which is a fantastic place to go hiking. A lot of folks enjoy outdoor activities in the Jones State Forest. And if the Jones State Forest isn't quite to your liking, then Conroe is just a hop, skip, and a jump away from the Sam Houston National Forest, which is tremendously larger. And this is a protected national forest. All kinds of great outdoor activities going on here. At the start of the video, we said that towards the end, we were going to take a look at the current housing market in Conroe, Texas. And one of the things that I want to show you is the amount of new construction that is going on in the Conroe area. So take a look at this. These are all new home communities that are actively building right now in the Conroe area, and there are a lot of them. As we said earlier, for several years now, Conroe has been ranked as one of the fastest growing cities in the United States, and the amount of building that's going on is reflective of that. There's just a lot of new construction. So if you are interested in making a move to Conroe and you are interested in new construction, get in touch with us so that we can help you navigate the different communities and find the one that's going to work for you. The price points on these communities vary anywhere from just under $200,000 all the way up to $850,000 and up for a new home. So wherever your financial comfort zone fits within that range, we can help you find the community that's going to work for you and the right place and the right house. In addition to new construction, of course, there is the resale market. According to the MLS right now, in the Conroe Independent School District area, there are 1,662 active property listings. On the south side of the 336 loop, we're getting prices ranging from $380 to $650, $374, 540, 642, 589. Here's an $809,000 house in this area. So just as we were talking about before, you can see some very interesting price distributions, and you'll have an $800,000 house right next to a $300,000 house, which is not necessarily a bad thing unless you just don't want to have that kind of a difference in value. See, here we've got these higher priced homes across for this little pond here from 300,000, 395, 400. And these are nice homes, don't get me wrong, but they're not $1.3 million homes either. So again, that's something that an experienced real estate agent can help you navigate. Okay, so up here around 105, let's take a look at what some of these price points are. 599, 295, 439, 575, 549. This one's 409. What's going on over here? 372. This looks like a new construction home built 2024. So homes that are pretty close to Lake Conroe, just south of the dam. Now, by contrast, let's take a look on the east side of 45. And let's take a look here around just inside the 336 loop. 294, 248, 249, 320. Sometimes these homes are going to be a little bit older. This one's 1960 inside the loop and the 336 loop. And right around downtown Conroe, you're going to find some of the older homes in the area. So again, here, built in 1960, this is a 3,222 square foot home. 1960s construction, ranch style. It sprawls out in every direction. But a lot of space, and it's been upgraded. That's marble. That's nice. Still got the built-ins. So a lot of care has been given here in the upgrading. And how much land is this one sitting on? It's almost half an acre. And that one's at 320 here, just to the north of downtown Conroe. So here's a 280, a 345, a 264. This one was built in 1970. So again, you'll see a little bit older homes in this particular part of town. Some of them have been kept up very nicely and upgraded, updated. Some of them have not. So here in this area, a little bit older. Now, as you journey out east on 105 into the area around Cut and Shoot, historically, we would have said that these were going to be lower priced listings just because that's typically what we saw there. But there's been a lot of development, a lot of new homes being built out that way. And so those old rules of thumb no longer apply. See, that's a great looking house. And it's right off of 105 around Cut and Shoot. That's actually the name of a town, Cut and Shoot. A little bit of a smaller size kitchen, but granite counters, great cabinets, everything that you need. So my point in showing all of this is there is development going on out on the east side of 45, the east side of Conroe, 329, 328, 390, 420. So a lot of these are newer homes, and it looks to have been kept up very nicely. A lot of new homes, a lot of homes that are kept well. So some of the assumptions that might have been made about properties on the east side of 45 can no longer be made. This is a great looking home. And then Secondly, let's jump down here. And I want to show you what's going on here south of 242. This is again, we talked earlier that 242 has been expanded and upgraded, and there's a lot of new home construction and development going on east of 45 and south of 242. So let's take a look at some things that are on the market right now. Here's one at 925 in this area. Great looking new style construction. Really spacious interior. Angled staircase. Show me the kitchen. Show me the kitchen. Yeah, great vent hood. Gas cooktop. Double ovens. I'm jealous. So some others south of 242. So 749, 384. Okay. 319, 377. So we're getting a decent price distribution. So, it's not all the hyper expensive mansions, 799, 600, 629, although in this area, they're pretty clustered in the higher end. Here's 384. Built 2019, 2,400 square feet. Great looking home. Yeah, open concept. So kitchen open into the living area. Wood grain tile on the floor. Plenty of space. So again, I could sit here and geek out over houses with you all day. But a lot of different housing opportunities are in the Conroe area. Some of them closer into the main part of Houston, east and west of 45. Some of them are closer to downtown Conroe. These are going to be the older homes if you like an older style. Some of them are going to be closer to the lake if you want to have a closer access to all of the activities going on in Lake Conroe. Once again, a good real estate agent, professional, experienced real estate agent is going to be able to assist you and guide you, and then find the home that works exactly right for what you need. Well, that wraps up our tour of Conroe, Texas. As we've seen, Conroe's location on the north side of the Houston metro area puts it in a wonderful spot to take advantage of all of the attractions this area has to offer. Whether you are planning to make your move to Conroe, Texas next week, next month, or even next year, Carol and I would love to help make your move to Conroe, Texas smooth and worry-free. So click on the link below to set up a one-on-one Zoom consultation, or of course you can always give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email. We are never too busy to hear from you, and we are looking forward to helping you buy or sell Houston's best real estate.